Imagine a little boy in a poor neighborhood in Brazil, kicking around a ball he made from old socks. No one could have guessed that one day this boy would become the legend, who changed the meaning of football itself. A man who rose from poverty, transformed the sport, and became a timeless symbol of the beautiful game. Today, we're diving into the story of the one and only Edson Rantes do Nascimento, better known as Pelé. Pelé was born Edson Rantes do Nascimento on October 23, 1940, in Terceiro-Res, a small town in the state of Minas Gerais, Brazil. He was the first child of Dondinho and Celeste Rantes, a humble couple struggling to survive in post-war Brazil. His father, Dondinho, had been a footballer himself, a talented striker whose career was cut short by injury. From him, young Edson inherited not only skill, but a burning love for the game. Growing up, Pelé's family had little. They could barely afford shoes, let alone a real football, so he and his friends made their own from a sock stuffed with newspaper or a grapefruit tied with string. Those streets became his training ground. He was quick, creative, and endlessly determined. Neighbors said they could always spot Pelé, the little boy chasing a ragged ball, smiling no matter what. When Pelé was just 9 years old, something happened that changed him forever. Brazil hosted the 1950 World Cup, and the entire country believed they would win. But in the final match, at the Maracanã Stadium, Brazil lost to Uruguay. The nation was devastated. Pelé watched his father cry the first time he had ever seen him cry. He placed a hand on his father's shoulder and said, "Don't worry, Dad, I will win the World Cup for you one day." It was a child's promise, but one that he would keep. By the age of 15, Pelé's talent had become impossible to ignore. He was scouted by Santos FC, a small club near São Paulo. When he joined, he was just a skinny teenager, quiet, polite, and shy. But the first time he touched the ball, everyone watching knew he was special. He had balance, vision, and an instinct that couldn't be taught. In 1956, Pelé made his professional debut for Santos. He scored his first goal in that match. Within months, newspapers were already calling him the new wonder of Brazilian football. In 1957, at just 16, Pelé earned his first call-up to the Brazilian national team. He scored in his debut, becoming the youngest player ever to score for Brazil. But what came next would change not only his life, but the entire world's understanding of football. In 1958, Brazil traveled to Sweden for the World Cup. Pelé was only 17. He had been injured before the tournament and missed the first 2 games. But when he finally took the field, everything changed. In the quarterfinals against Wales, he scored the only goal of the match. In the semifinals against France, he scored a hat trick, 3 goals from a boy barely old enough to vote. Then came the final against Sweden. In front of 50,000 fans, Pelé scored twice, one of them a move so perfect it seemed choreographed by destiny. He flicked the ball over a defender's head, then volleyed it into the net. Brazil won 5-2, capturing their first ever World Cup. As the final whistle blew, Pelé collapsed to the ground, crying uncontrollably. He had done it. He had fulfilled his promise to his father, and given Brazil a reason to dream. At 17, he became the youngest world champion in football history. A legend was born. Back home, Pelé became a national hero overnight. Everywhere he went, crowds gathered. Children tried to copy his moves, but Pelé was just getting started. For Santos FC, he became the heart of a golden era. He scored hundreds of goals, often more than 100 per year, and led the team to 2 Copa Libertadores titles and 2 Intercontinental Cups, defeating Europe's biggest clubs like Benfica and AC Milan. Now it's your turn. Do you think Pelé is the greatest football player of all time, or does someone else deserve that title? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. And let's keep the debate going down below. If you enjoyed Pelé's incredible story, make sure to like this video and subscribe, because we've got many more football legends coming your way.